There might be days when you find yourself acting a little more flirtatious. This morning, on a whim, you might have decided to wear a sexier outfit than usual. Your skin is softer, your features more symmetrical. Men seem to be drawn to you. You find yourself opening up like a flower when talking to cocky, domineering guys, even though they're not normally your type. What's going on? It turns out that there are many deep and subtle influences that draw you to certain people, and they to you. Or not. Take body odor as an example. Why is it that you love the smell of some men's sweat but not others? A man's natural odor is a make-it-or-break-it factor for many women. In fact, its surprising sway was the inspiration behind this book. I once dated a guy whose smell I hated, even though he showered, and it was a major reason why I couldn't take the relationship further. Later on, I met a man whose smell I love, and I married him, for that and his other amazing qualities. When I found out there's a biological basis to my olfactory pickiness, I was intrigued. There's real science behind a lot of odd, under-the-radar things that happen in your love life, such as why you climax more often with some lovers than with others, why sex makes you feel sated, and why cuddling with a guy makes you a little more attached and trusting, even when you don't want to be. There are reasons why men think you're into them when you're not. Why people seem more attractive when you're excited or when you gaze into their eyes. Why going on the pill could change your taste in men. Why your sex drive may pick up in autumn, and why you get so crazy when you fall in love. Of course, men also are egged on by urges and instincts. There are reasons why they have a different reaction to pornography than women do, why they get muddle-headed at the sight of beautiful babes, and why they get so amorous after you spend time away from them. You might also wonder why so many guys are enchanted by voluptuous breasts, hourglass figures, and long legs. And what's the big deal with blonde hair? Do gentlemen really prefer blondes? Explores the hidden side of love, sex, and attraction. The questions in this book, nearly 100, were driven by my somewhat insatiable curiosity about science, sex appeal, and the subconscious. What goes on that no one talks about because we hardly know what happens? For answers, I searched hundreds of peer-reviewed studies in diverse disciplines: biology, evolutionary psychology, anthropology, neuroscience, endocrinology, and others. I was fascinated. As a writer with a science background, yet a non-specialist, I cast the net far and wide, finding topics ranging from body language to bisexuality, hormones to pheromones, and sexy genes to mate value models. Drawing on these studies, with insights from interviews with many of the researchers, this book showcases all the research that caught my eye about attraction and its aftermath, love and sex, not necessarily in that order. Some of the findings featured here are mainstream, while others are recent and more controversial. Although no one study solves the mysteries of love and attraction, each is something of a clue. Together, they provide a big-picture perspective. Scientists don't really believe that our love lives can be reduced to science, but that we can use it to understand ourselves better. One theme in this romp through the research is that everyone has an unconscious preference for certain traits, and much of what we desire is rooted in deep evolutionary biases. We evolved this way. Studying ancestral conditions and the mating behaviors of other animals, evolutionary biologists have an interesting take. Whether or not you actually want kids, you have parental investment instincts that impact your sex life. It all boils down to the basic biological truth that in 1 year's time, a woman could sleep with a Google of men but only have one full-term pregnancy, whereas a man could sleep with a Google of women and have Googles of babies. To maximize their reproductive success, men are attracted to cues of fertility, youth, and beauty, especially in short-term relationships. For women, it's more complicated. Women have more at stake in the event of a pregnancy, so we're choosier about our sex partners. Over the ages, we developed biases for guys with signs of good genes, masculinity and social or physical dominance.